Hello and welcome to another Prov gaming video. I'm the Prov, and today's game is Minecraft. Slight difference to usual. I'm starting a new series. Hopefully I'll finish the plan and ideas. But as you can see, it's a Hogwarts build. This episode is the introduction, where I discuss and tell you how and why and what I've done so far, ready to get into episode 1. I'm potentially looking at it being a weekly one, but I'm not too sure how many episodes it's going to be. So we'll have to see how that goes with it all. There may be some guest builders popping in, like Beanie Vision, as usual, as being a good friend. It'd be interesting to have him in. Right, so let's get straight to, as it loads in, as proof. This is the planning stage, where I look at what needs to be done and takes it from there. So the first thing I planned was the Great Hall, which from the outside will be this. Let's pop it to flight. So obviously with any build, you've got to decide how it's going to look, how it's going to feel, what scale, what size are you going to do. And what I did initially was I just scoured the internet for images of the buildings and plans and floor plans. And one of the things that you will find if you look yourself is Hogwarts as an entity changed between literally every film. Some aspect of it changed. Like, for example, Hogwarts Hut moved location, Whomping Willow moved location, the boathouse, which was down the stairs, that changed shape and size. The Great Hall as well, that altered, because in the original ones it wasn't very long. Not the original ones, like 1, 2, 3, the early films. It wasn't very long. There was like probably 20, 30 students on a table, and then you were at the end. And then in the one where, I can't remember which one it is, but there's one where Filch comes in running down the tables. And that's a long way he has to run in that film. It's huge before he gets to the end. So the depth of it changes. And I'm not 100%, but I'm fairly certain the height changes as well. Because you've got the bit where the Weasley twins come flying in with on their broomsticks. And it's just so much taller. I don't know if it's just feels taller, but it is. The doors change as well. They go from standard doors to really tall doors and big doors. And, you know, when... I can't remember her name. The lady in the pink that took over, when she's putting all the boards up, the doors are huge. Anyway, so in helping to design the building, the first thing I've done was I laid out the bricks, basically. I knew from the start I wanted standard stone bricks as the wall, because it's a castle and that was the most castle-y. It was just what would I adorn them with. And the floors. So the floors would change. Okay, so we've got obviously the bricks, then into wooden slabs. I've got the trapdoors at the back ready to go. So what I decided was that outside and corridors, it was going to be brick. Some form of brick. Normal outdoors probably be this one. insides. Not 100% yet, but I'm potentially thinking the stone brick again, maybe the quartz, maybe the sandstone. I wasn't going to do this because of the triangular shape. That's more conducive to, say, the bottom of a wall or something like that. So I might do that. Cobble was also an idea for like main corridors, main pathways, and then maybe the secondary ones. So I've yet. So then, and then in the rooms, I was going to go with wood. Personally, wasn't too sure which type, but I think what I'll do to get a bit of variety is probably just pick one at random, or if one seems to fit, because the dark oak would probably go with, say, defense against the dark arts. Maybe the enchantment potions room could be one of these two. Just something a bit different, and like that. So that was the choice. I do like using trapdoors, not just as trapdoors. I use them as wall decorations, as stair banisters. I like using these as windows, because they sit on the outside of a block, outside edge, and not in the middle like window panes do. But that's also another decision that you need to make. Do you use window panes or window blocks? I've got window blocks there, which look all right. The window looks like it's on it. And I've got window panes, which gives you a little bit of a window sill. But anyway, as you can see, the thought process here is using the mossy bricks at the bottom, just to start emulate the growth of moss coming up. But then my choice was, again, it's how thick do you do it? Now this is a big substantial building. A single brick wouldn't work, in my opinion. It just wouldn't look right. But then it also doesn't allow you to get a 3D-ish texture going. So I've gone with the 3 brick wide main wall. Internal walls will potentially be 2 brick wides, because then I can have, say, stone brick on the corridor, and then flip to, I don't know, the black stone on the inside room. But we'll have that potential. So I've gone with this sort of design because it breaks it up. It looks, in my opinion, I really like it. You've got your obvious windows, you've got it into sections like you do. I know a standard castle would have support bits on the outside. Although this isn't a standard castle, so I've not done them. I just felt that this works okay. I'm not building it 100% accurate. I'm just doing an interpretation of Hogwarts, which hopefully when it's done, you, without knowing it's Hogwarts, you could drop in and go, this is Hogwarts. So from the outside, standard lightish bricks, bit of dark added in. Then the roof, this is my version of slate, dark brick. Now the roof does have windows in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these types of windows, every section. There will be a little tower on, which I'll put on. Once I've built it, I'll stick the tower on, similar style. Sorted. So here's the profile. That's the profile. So it starts quite steep and then levels out to 45. So we're probably at like 30. If you go from the top, so we've got 30 and then 45. Don't actually know what that angle is, but there we go. 30 degrees, then 45. So I'll be 60. 60 from the ground, 45 up. I thought that looks reasonable from the outside. To continue this swap, the roof would probably end right up, like really tall. So I'm not continuing with that. Ignore these columns, because obviously Hogwarts doesn't have columns. I don't know why I put them in, but there we go. And then we've got the internals. So what I've done is, originally I was just going to do wood, because it's an internal building. I probably will keep the wood, to be honest. But as test, I tested each type of wood, of the stone, against the wall, just to see what would look nicest. So we've got the normal brick, which looks good, but it blends in. Then we've got this one. This one looks good. It's still a grey. It still looks relatively smooth, and it stands out from the wall. So I think when I come to it, I might do this one. But again, who knows? So yeah, so the design of it, we've got some little lanterns, lights on the side. In the main build, there will be a fireplace, which will probably be about halfway. So in the build, it's 8 windows, 3, 4, so it'll probably be about here. There's a big fireplace. It's one at either end, either side. So yeah, so that's. Oh, I missed a bit. Look, see, I tested it with the grey. It looked good. Gave some shape to it, but it blends in. You can't see it. That's why I went for the black stone. Yeah, there we go. And there's the roof. I'll potentially get a wood underlaying. I just stick wood on the underside or not. And we'll take it from there. But that's it. And then the set out. What I worked out was, if we go chair, 3 table, chair, that's wide enough. It looked good. So what I did was thought 2. Oh, wrong one. I do that a lot. Just saying how often I play it. So we've got walkway of 2, chair, tables, chair, walkway of 2, chair, tables, walkway of 5 down the middle. Then blah, 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 and then outer wall. And yeah, there we go. That's it. That's what it's going to look like. Thankfully, Microsoft have introduced mods, which add furniture, and I have tested them out. I don't have the mod enabled on here at the minute. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'll be using tables and chairs from that mod instead of the old blocky Minecraft stuff, and they work really well. They look really good. So yeah, it's just a case of picking the internal doors, getting the doors in, having it all set up. The finer details are fine, but I just needed to plan out how the walls would look. I've gone with, you probably notice, is on the outside like so, with a bit of slope. On the inside, I've gone with this as a windowsill. Basically, that's a brick wall, with carpet on top. And I thought that looks a bit like a windowsill. Could use it for seated, sit on it as a student, get told off. Unfortunately, with being carpet and sitting on it as an entity, it takes up the entire block. I can't put anything on top of the carpet, but it's not necessary. Well, it might be necessary, but it's not that big of an issue. And that's that sorted. Ooh. I like these things. Bit of a off take, a bit of a sniffer. Sniff. Okay. Basically, I'd never seen one in game, so I was just testing them out to see what they look like. That's me testing some weird plants. They look kind of magical. I used them on the Hogwarts thing. Okay, so and what I've done is pre ahead of time. I've got a chest, and I've got one of every item in, so I can come along. I can see what blocks I need to build. Okay, the next testing phase. Oh, ignore these for now. This is carpets from so many carpets. The other mod was the Great Hall, not the Great Hall, the Great Staircase, the Grand Staircase, the area where in the first two films you see the moving staircase. Now, unfortunately, in Bedrock Edition, which I'm playing on Xbox, it's not that easy to create moving staircases. So I'm just opting for solid state, not moving, not going anywhere staircases. So you'd get the gist. Use your imagination. Yes, I'd be able to probably get them to pull into a wall, but as through limitations, I could get one block of stairs to move. It's not worth it. It takes way too much room, very blocky. But here we go. So my first plan to decide was figure out the size. So the first thing I did was I looked at it and thought, right, they come through an archway. So I built a nice, reasonable sized archway. I've gone with 4 because that way I can do a double door. 4 is a double door into a corridor. It could always have single door rooms branching off, which you can do nice and easy. But there we go. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Keep yawning. Okay, so once I worked out the size of the archway, and then that also led to having a 4-way wide corridor and stairs. So now I knew how wide the stairs were. Any narrower, it just looked daft. I mean, it's a grand staircase. Why would you have it 2 blocks wide? Or 3 blocks. 4 blocks seem to work. So then I decided to, obviously, this come out in the, not obviously, but that's just one of my words. It comes out in the middle, goes up, floor 1, we'll call it. We've got a half floor there, and then ground floor, 0 floor down there. So then we hit floor 1. Now, to decide floors, I looked at several plans, and majority of them led you to a 12 floor. 12 floors. A couple of plans I saw gave us 17 floors. So, but a lot of the time it's just, I think from 12 to 17, they're floors that are within the conical shape of the roof. So the main height of the wall with 12. So once I've got the first floor in, I then looked at it and went, well, what height, theoretically, what height would I need per floor that enabled a reasonable sized stair? And I came to the conclusion, I think it was 8. 8 blocks high. Gave me a nice staircase. Gave me a nice gap between the staircases. because the way I looked at it was, the shorter the staircase, the narrower that distance is. So if this was only like 3 or 4 blocks, to be a very tiny little gap, it wouldn't be very conducive to a grand staircase. So an 8 worked. It's a nice even number, and it looks all right. It gives me enough room on each floor to do what if anything I needed to do. And obviously a couple of episodes, like in the classroom, then there's like a little room up a staircase with like Gilderoy, so that will enable me to have that in a little staircase and then a little room at the top. So sorted. So yeah, I think in the end I went with, I'm going to go to be testing staircases. I was either going to stick with the grey. I'm going to change this out for the black, I reckon. For the dark grey, that's that style. And there we are. We go up. We get to the top, covered. I'll come to the carpets in a minute. But yeah, you come through. So you, in the film, he walks up, comes through, goes, wow, staircases, and they're moving, and what have you. And I thought, the size of this, that is going to be an impressive sight as you walk in. Look up. Okay, banisters. As I said earlier, I'm going to use trapdoors, because standard blocks, they're just too thick. And if you put a fence in, again, they just flow or they attach, but they create a thickness that's not necessary. So I'm going to get them in, and here's me testing stair banisters, which looks good. So these hide the brick, and up they go. As a plain one, banisters on the inside. The inner edges, a bit difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'll do like a brick corner piece, because unfortunately, because this takes up that block, I can't get one on either side. So I've got that there. I was just testing it out, seeing what it looked like. So here I've got these on the inside, the actual stair, and then I've got others on the outside. I'll probably it'll take some working out, but yeah, I think that'll be the best way. There we are. Yeah, so get them all in line rather than jagged like that. I just did it so I could see what it looked like. Yeah, and I'm going with so I just go like this with the different colours, because I felt that even like this is, well, it's too much of the same. It's not, doesn't add to variety. And I've got these this way because I did there was a block, then an item, then a stair. Not decided yet if I do it that sort of way, so it's underside stairs, or I might do the underside as wood. I'm not quite certain, but the main gist will be that. That's what I mean about the inner edge. You can't have two in the same, but there we go. That's me testing having a wooden floor, which I thought, that's against the different types of bricks. It's all trying to decide. See, underneath still looks like brick, because I use slabs, and then wood at the top. If I keep it woods, probably won't use carpet like I've done there. That's a carpet from the all the carpets mod, or all the wall mod, or whatever it's called. And there we go, and then we're up. So it's 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, 5, 6. That's halfway, and 12 would be right the way up here. So as you can see by the left, it takes me to about minus 40. Takes me to about 44. It starts at minus 60 something. I think it's minus 60. So yeah, that's 100 blocks there. Yeah. So once I've got the width and the length sorted, because I knew how much stairs, because it was almost all diagrams showed 1 at the edge, 2 in the middle. It was the 2 in the middle that moved, so that gave me that. I did find a very helpful reference that it starts out going clockwise until it gets to this wall, then it switches to the other side, and then starts going clockwise again. There's another stairway that comes in here. I think it's on this floor, on this floor. Oh, I can't remember now. I'll have to double check that. But it comes in and then goes anti-clockwise. Goes clockwise and ends up on this side. It's like a mirror image. Then it flips over, and then it carries on going clockwise. So it's, and then a bit later, I think it does that for about a turn and a half, and then it flips back from the from what I found, which should be easy enough to do. And got the plans. So yeah, there we go. Once I got that, I then had to figure out the size of the circle. Took a bit of trial and error. That's what the dirt is for. So initially, I measured this rectangle. I got 42 by 19, and I wanted the circle so that it would brush all the corners. And I got that in, and I did it, but it doesn't leave much room between this and the outer edge of the circle. I think it comes about here. And from the plans, it showed that there was actually usable floor space. This was where the common rooms were. I can't remember which order. So like Gryffindor was on like floor 2, and then you got I think Hufflepuff is down the bottom. Hufflepuff is down there. And blah blah blah. Slytherin is on one of them, but then moves to the Chamber of Secrets in later films. But so yeah, and then there was the main corridor as it comes in. So you'd come from the Great Hall, so the Great Hall will be on the left hand side. You'd come in, so I pre-designed, pre-built the entranceway. Once it's done, I'll get some decorations in using the floor plans. There's a little bit of corridor. This doesn't go anywhere. On all the plans I saw, it literally just ends in a void. It like gives you the impression that there should be more, but it isn't. It literally probably comes out as a block and nothing. There's no reference to as to where that leads. So what I might do is I might have it so that it does lead, but it leads round. Like once I figure out what's going in this space, I'll have it as an actual corridor round. Because there are no doors, from what I remember, on this side. So I think that will work. So yep, so we've got our standard setup. See how it works. Shorter, job done, got my windowsills, got my designs. One of the amendments was having this grey line all the way through in the archway, because I felt it just denoted more of a break. Like you knew this is a turn, like then this is corridor A to this point. Then we could have it up and that was a junction. I'm not too sure yet on the main corridors if I'll have one of these every like 5 blocks, 10 blocks, like the design, or if I'll just have it at junctions. And then in the middle it'll be fine. I'll see how, as I'm building the wall, I will design on the fly. But as with it all, it got kind of just seeing stone everywhere, kind of boring. Let's just quickly grab the deep slate. Let's have a look. Better. Breaks it up a bit more. Yeah, job done. That looks better, looks good. Clash of difference. So that'll be my internal floor. Not too sure about the stairs though yet. I've got andesite, so potentially with that. But we'll go. Thanks to all the carpets, all the wall, all the colours, whatever. I can't remember what the mod's called. See if it finds out. Where would it be? Yeah, all the wall add-on, that one. Yeah, there we go, all the wall. Gives you all these little carpets. These are supposed to be sparkly carpets, which look really, in my opinion, quite magical. It looks like they're imbued with magic. I've done some tests. I'm not 100% keen on having a 4 wide carpet. So we'll see how that goes. Because the original colours, didn't have any nice colours. Didn't want a really bright colour. I wanted a subdued. Black seemed too dark. It was grey, just more grey. So I tested with brown. Then I remembered about the carpets. But you'd come in. Wooden stairs. Might go with the wooden stairs over the stone stairs. I'll have to have a look, see what they are. I think the wooden in the films. There we go. Let's just the carpet on a landing, and then off into a doorway. But as you can see, I think in total, in the films, the circle, in the plan, sorry, the circle cuts through that corridor, like so. It starts out in it, and then comes out. So in total, I think, there we go, 66 circumference, 33 radius. Yeah, and it's 330 blocks per level. So this row all the way around is 330 blocks, and it's 100 high, then into the roof, which again is quite tall. It does have a selection of well, quite a lot of windows in the films. Well, quite a few actually, all the way up, all the way around, which I will put in, similar to the Great Hall's window there. I'll more than likely just have it, not as many round, or trying to get them up in a line. So probably start on the ordinal ones. Might try and get one on the diagonal. Potentially, depending on how it looks once it's built in, get one in at that angle. So we'd have the 12 on the row. But as it gets up and up and up, obviously the gap to use, the blocks to use will get less and less. So we'll see how it goes. I'll adapt as it runs. Oh, down I go. Okay. I love the fact that they've got toads in. Very Harry Pottery. Say hello. Hello. Herbert. Okay, so that was those decisions. Another decision that I'm going to have to make is, I'm not sure if you're aware, but in the films, not in the films, in the plan, you have the circle, let's say that way, and you'll have like building coming off, another building's coming off, other buildings coming up, etc., etc. But then the Great Hall, which sits on the outside, is at 45 degrees to the rest. It's really, yeah. And as you're probably aware from playing Minecraft, it's difficult to get a 45-degree building looking good. I mean, it can be done if you're on a grand scale and you're looking from the distance. But I just don't like building on 45. It adds so many issues. It increases the length, as you can imagine. The physical, I mean, yeah, it's 5 blocks that way, 5 blocks that way, but on a visual side, these 5 blocks are longer on a diagonal than those, because normal, using the circle, I think it's like another fifth. I'm just estimating. So these 5 blocks are more like 6 blocks in a straight line. But yeah, so what I'm deciding to do is because there's nothing in that gap, I'm just going to put the Great Hall at the same angle as the rest. That's an adaptation of my own, which is why I say I'm not being 100% accurate. It's based on it, but it changed in the films every time, so why can't it change to suit this? Okay, the next issue I had was height. How high? Because I'm building the terrain as well. I'm going to start on a flat world like this and just build the terrain as well. So once you've got your water, you then have a boathouse. You'll then have cliff come up. You'll then have your Great Hall into the column, and off you go. Now, the height-wise, river, lake, boathouse, cliff face with stairs up, into the Great Hall, into the rest of the building. It's like, so what height do you do this? How tall do you go? Again, I'm not too fussed about being accurate. I'm more about being visually pleasing, visually okay. So to do that, I needed to figure out how big the boathouse was going to be. And the best design I found was one like this. I'll try and show you the pictures. Might take a second or two, but we'll get them up. And yeah, so the design looked really well. So it's going to do 5 across, 5 windows, blocks, blah blah blah. Got an outer section, then a big tall middle section. I couldn't quite tell where the doors were, so I'm going to put double doors in at either end. I'm not sure if it's to do with a middle door or just leave it as is. And once in, as you can imagine, you've got your boathouse, you've got 2 little boat docks, internal structure to help support, goes high, you've got your windows, and then the lake would be all the way out here. This is just me playing around with turtles. Crikey, loads of froggies. And well, there we go. Once I'd picked that, I then worked out it's going to be 25 blocks that way, 16 blocks that way, 17 blocks tall. So, and here's my little working out. So I'm going to do the water at 15 deep because that enables me to then build the boats, little boats or whatever you on it. Boathouse is 17 up, and I'm going to do the cliff at roughly. Oh no, excuse me. Oh, wow, how unprofessional. I think the cliff to be roughly 3 times the height of the boathouse. Woo, about 50. I picked 50 because it's a nice round number to go from 60, so it'll be about 110. Plus 10. Yeah, plus 10. So yeah, so the cliff, so that'll be plus 10. This starts at 60, then that's top of that 17. So 17, 34, 51. Questioning my own maths there. But yep, so we're going to go 50, that height. Then it goes into the Great Hall, which is a lot taller. I don't know how tall it is, I didn't measure. But then, obviously, and then into the tower, which is stupendously tall. And then the rest of the build. Okay, so just give me 2 seconds. I'm a bit... there we go. Okay, and I'm back. Didn't go anywhere from your perspective, but basically I just went to sort out the pictures so I can show you what I'm referencing. So first up, the first thing I looked at was floor plans, and this is the main one that I'm going to be using, just to decide as and where and what. Unfortunately, don't think I can zoom. I can zoom in, but it means messing around again. So yeah, so as you can see, everything's up like on a normal up and down, nice ordinal scale, nice and straight. And then you've got the Guild Hall, which is, yeah, at 45 degrees. Here's the boathouse, designed down here. This shows sideways facing boathouse, which as you can see from the design, I'm not doing. I'll show you what design I'm doing in a minute. But yeah, that was the main gist of the floor plan that I'm going to do. Now the extra bits I found, brilliant floor by floor. So this one, all made by the same person. I can't remember who it was. Otherwise I would reference them. But these maps are easy enough to find online. Since I'm not using them in a monetary gain way, I don't think it'll be fine. Okay, so we've got the Chamber of Secrets area, the map chamber, if you remember. I think that's where... No, I'm completely wrong. But either way, this one shows stairs coming down over islands, which I don't remember in the films. But on this chamber's -2 floor, you've got an underground harbour and Slytherin common room into the Chamber of Secrets with the yeah, not 100%, but I'm going to try and get some of that in. Next is the dungeons. As you can see, it's all labelled up. I'm going to try and get these in because it adds something else to it. So there, it's all in. Then we've got the main ground floor. As you can see, we're not quite on the Great Hall yet, which lends to the idea of it being on a mountainous area. So yeah, there we go. I do like this one because it shows each floor and what rooms potentially are. So then we've got first floor. I'll just go through them. Second floor. And third floor. Finally showing the Great Hall. Showing it as tiny though. And I think this is like a walkway round. The Great Hall's tiny by comparison. And then fourth floor, 5th floor, 6th floor, 7th floor and up. This will be 13th floor. Now this shows the grand staircase is all being circular. There's no moving staircases in this, but this is very reminiscent of the scene where Harry just comes out the teacups, divination, tea leaves reading. He's coming down a circular stairs, but then there's also circular stairs up behind him. They like go either side of a wall. There's a bit of a crossover where they meet. So that's what this all reminds me of. But no moving staircase in this floor plan. It's all set up. Just hide all that. Okay, so on to just a quick plan for the basic circles. That's the main staircase. Right, this was the Great Hall exterior. One of the ideas, like I say, it has all these columns. I feel that the stairs would come up, then there'll be like the entranceway. Then off that entranceway, it'll take you to the staircases. So this shows that there's a underground, which if we went with, I think it's floor 3. No, floor 1. Yeah, it shows the kitchens underneath, which I hadn't thought about before. So like, oh yeah, kitchens. So that's what I'm going to try and do. The kitchens will be down here, and then the main hall up top. Okay, then onto the staircase. This is like a side view. So this is the entrance way. It goes up, then up, 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 up. And so it goes up and then it switches back. This one stays up from the floor, up, up, up. So it comes down, it comes to the side, up and then switches back. And then one of these would lead to the conical shape of the roof. Okay, here's a more 3D vision. I found great guys made a 3D model using sets, the actual sets. I think he worked on the sets from what it reads. As you can see, it comes up, flips to the side, then flips to the side, and then goes clockwise up, and then flips to the side and carries on clockwise. Likewise, it comes up, goes up, or last comes up, then flips to the side, and then goes clockwise up. So it gets to the point, flips back, and goes up again. And finally, the boathouse picture, which just bear with me. Nope, sorted that out. As you can see, this is the boathouse design I went with. There's quite a few out there, but this one seemed to fit the aesthetics that I was going for. As you see, I can't do the frames won't work. These struts won't work as much, but we get there. That's all good. And that's my design ideas and where I've come from. I say the main floor plan, which is where I'm going to build everything. See if I can, just give me 2 seconds. Yeah, that's better. Should have done that first to start with. Yeah, so like I say, boathouse to stairs to the Great Hall, kitchens below, that's the circular stairs. So with the rough plan, then from those stairs you come up into the primary castle area. Called, that's the long footbridge, the wooden bridge that they bring down in the final fight. This building will have all the common rooms in. Then you come across a river, the lake, whatever, probably a river. Go across into the big castle building. That was, in history, you probably had like a manor hall into a great hall, which was your hosting area, and then you had the main castle, potentially on a history aspect. But yeah, that's going to come through. Going to get the greenhouses in. Whomping Willows over here. This shows Hagrid's huts here, but I'm fairly certain it moved locations several times. Vanished school wing. Not too sure about this. I don't know any reference. I don't know if it's referenced in the books. I've not actually read the books. I know it's not referenced in the films that I'm aware of. But yeah, there we are. I think this pathway, oh yeah, it says it there, to Hogsmeade's Village, Diagon Alley, the Leaky Cauldron, and train station. So that way, I am going to try and get all those places on, especially the train station, Hogsmeade Village potentially. We'll see how things go, but the primary hit is these buildings, these main buildings, and there we are. There you have it. That was my planning. That's the introduction. And just as a say goodbye, I'm just going to flip through these quick so you can have a final look without that yellow line all over them. So have fun, enjoy yourselves, and as always, play more games.